Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. A curious incident involving Jungkook's live broadcast has been analyzed, with particular attention paid to a subsequent action taken by Jimin. The implications of this sequence of events are thoroughly explored, providing an intriguing point of discussion for fans. Remember that chaotic Jungkook live? The one that suddenly ended? What if I told you Jimin's quick reflexes might have just confirmed what everyone was suspecting? We're diving deep into the deleted evidence and the fan theories that refuse to die. Jungkook's live broadcast. Jimin's sudden deletion. Coincidence? We're breaking down the shocking moments that led to this massive fan discussion. You won't believe what we uncovered about what really happened that night and why it matters. A mysterious live stream, a sudden cutoff, and a fellow member's swift action. Was it a simple tech glitch? Or did Jimin's deletion just expose a secret Jungkook didn't mean to reveal? Get ready, because we're piecing together the truth behind the most talked about incident. The live broadcast started innocently enough. Jungkook, relaxed in his studio, the lights dim, his hair falling loosely over his eyes as he casually chatted with ARMY. He looked tired, but happy, humming to himself, reading comments, and answering questions like he always does. Everything felt normal at first, until it didn't, because within moments, something shifted. A brief flicker of tension across his face, a startled glance off camera, and then silence. The live ended so abruptly that fans barely had time to react. 1 second he was there, the next the screen went black. At first, fans thought it was a glitch, maybe a bad connection or an accidental press of a button. But ARMYs have seen enough of Jungkook's lives to know this one felt different. Something in the air that night was off. And then came the real twist not long after the live ended. Jimin suddenly deleted one of his recent posts. No explanation, no context, just gone. That's when the theories exploded across the fandom. Could the two incidents be connected? Was Jimin's deletion just a coincidence? Or did it have something to do with what Jungkook almost revealed? Fans who had managed to record parts of the live began combing through every second, analyzing Jungkook's expressions, his surroundings, and even the faint background sounds that might give something away. Some swore they heard a voice off-screen, one that sounded eerily familiar. Others noticed the way Jungkook smiled at something or someone out of frame, as if he wasn't alone at all. And that's when the conversation shifted. Because if Jungkook wasn't alone, then who was with him? And why did Jimin act so fast afterward? In true Jikook fashion, the fandom split into two camps. One side believed it was pure coincidence Jungkook's live ended for technical reasons, and Jimin deleting a post was unrelated. But the other side, the ones who have followed Jimin and Jungkook's interactions for years, saw this as yet another clue in their ongoing story. For them, this wasn't random, it was synchronized. Let's rewind for a moment. Just days before the live, both Jimin and Jungkook had been unusually quiet. Jimin had posted a soft, moody photo, just a shadowed room with a small caption, "Peace." Jungkook, meanwhile, hadn't gone live for weeks, so when he finally appeared, fans were thrilled. He looked more comfortable than he had in a long time, smiling, laughing, even singing softly to himself. But somewhere in that calm, something happened that made him end the stream in an instant. Several ARMYs claim that Jungkook's eyes suddenly darted toward the door, a movement so fast it almost went unnoticed. Then, just as quickly, he reached toward his phone, muttered something under his breath, and the live was gone. Seconds later, fans noticed that the post from Jimin, the one with the caption "Peace," was suddenly missing. The timing was too perfect, too immediate, and this wasn't the first time something like this had happened. Fans recalled previous lives where Jungkook accidentally revealed a bit too much, whether it was a reflection in a mirror, a slip of the tongue, or a reaction to a background sound that hinted someone else was nearby. Every time, there seemed to be a pattern of quick damage control. And every time, Jimin's name found its way into the discussion.
역시 아미분께서 해주셔서 말씀 많습니다.
So what could have possibly happened this time? Some fans believe that Jungkook might have unintentionally shown or said something that linked back to Jimin, maybe a photo, maybe a sound, or even a moment too intimate for public eyes. The fact that Jimin deleted his post shortly afterward made fans think he was protecting Jungkook, that he might have realized something was caught during the live and wanted to minimize attention. It's the kind of quiet coordination that longtime Jikook supporters have pointed out again and again, two people moving in sync, even in silence. But there's more. Eagle-eyed fans went even deeper, pulling timestamps, matching backgrounds, and comparing past lives. They found that the curtains behind Jungkook looked strikingly similar to the one seen in a clip from Jimin's previous video down to the exact folds and lighting. The patterns were identical. Could they have been in the same place? The possibility sent waves through the community. And then there was Jungkook's reaction after the live. He didn't go live again for several days. He stayed quiet on social media, avoided fan platforms, and didn't address the incident at all. It was as if the whole moment had been erased. Meanwhile, Jimin also remained silent, his absence amplifying the tension even more. To many fans, that silence spoke louder than words. As time passed, more clues began to resurface, small gestures, subtle coincidences that made fans feel that maybe, just maybe, this wasn't just a random series of events. When Jimin appeared again days later, his tone was unusually soft, his smile tender, and he chose to talk about protecting what matters most. Fans immediately connected that line to Jungkook. Was this his indirect way of addressing the incident without saying too much? The mystery deepened when a few fans reported that Jungkook, in his next live, seemed extra cautious. He repeatedly adjusted the camera angle, avoided showing too much of his surroundings, and even laughed nervously when someone mentioned Jimin in the comments. His body language said it all. There was something he wasn't ready to talk about. And yet, there was a warmth too. At one point, when a fan mentioned Jimin's latest song, Jungkook smiled, not his usual casual grin, but that unmistakable, fond smile that he only ever gives when he's thinking about something close to his heart. It was a fleeting expression, but armies caught it instantly. That small moment reignited the discussion, proving that no matter how much time passes, the bond between these two continues to captivate fans in ways words can't fully explain. When you look at the timeline, it's hard not to notice how perfectly their actions align. Jungkook's live cuts out. Minutes later, Jimin deletes his post. Then, both of them disappear for a few days. And when they return, they seem gentler, calmer, like people who went through something only they understand. Coincidence or connection? Fans are divided, but the emotional undercurrent remains undeniable. Some even suggested that Jimin's deletion was an act of love, not out of panic, but protection. The idea that he would quietly take responsibility, removing anything that could fuel speculation or expose something too personal, aligns perfectly with how Jimin has always cared for those around him. Meanwhile, Jungkook's silence might have been his way of respecting that same boundary, letting time calm the noise before returning. The way ARMY reacts to these incidents says so much about their dedication. Screenshots, slowed down clips, theories upon theories, the fandom's determination to uncover the truth becomes almost like detective work. But beneath all that curiosity lies something deeper. The desire to understand, to connect, to protect both of them from unwanted attention. Because whether you believe in Jikook as a friendship or something more, it's impossible to deny that their bond holds a special kind of magic, one that often reveals itself in moments like this. In the end, maybe the truth doesn't need to be fully explained. Maybe what really matters isn't whether Jimin deleted that post for Jungkook, but what the gesture represented: a quiet act of care, a reminder that even in a world constantly watching, there are things worth keeping private. And maybe that's exactly what Jungkook was trying to preserve when he ended that live. Every time something like this happens, the pattern continues: chaos followed by silence, speculation followed by peace. It's a cycle that only strengthens the mystery, keeping the fandom endlessly fascinated. But behind all the theories, what shines through is the same simple truth. Jimin and Jungkook move in rhythm, always aware of each other, always somehow connected even when they're apart. And perhaps that's why this moment, this seemingly random live ending and quiet deletion, captured so many hearts. Because in that fleeting chaos, fans saw something real, something human, something beautifully Jikook. So as we close this deep dive, remember, every look, every silence, every deleted post tells a story. even if it's never spoken aloud. And in the case of Jungkook's mysterious live and Jimin's swift reaction, it's a story that continues to echo quietly across ARMY spaces, reminding us once again, sometimes, love isn't shouted from the rooftops. Sometimes, it's hidden between the seconds before a screen goes dark. If you enjoyed this video and want more Jikook stories, theories, and emotional moments like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update from Jikook Diaries. Thank you so much for watching and for always supporting with so much love. Until next time, keep your hearts open, your timelines ready, and your eyes sharp, because with Jikook, even the smallest glance can tell 1,000 stories. See you in the next video, ARMY.